The Real Mccoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real Mccoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he's made Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Which one this time, Luke?
The big platter with the rosebuds on it?
Well, accidents will happen. Just pick up the pieces and whatever's on it.
How do you pick up a beef stew? Thank goodness Kate's coming home this week.
She's been away quite a spell, ain't she?
Yeah, 4 weeks. You know, she's up in Bakersfield, take care of her mother.
Yeah, of course, I know.
She's had a bad case of the flu.
Flu? Huh?
What's the for, George?
Well, it's just that I never heard of it taking 4 weeks to cure the flu with all that miracle stuff they jab into you.
And what else might she be doing up there, George?
I don't know, Luke. I was just observing.
Don't pay him no mind, Luke. He's just a crusty old bachelor. Should ought to be put out to pasture.
Letter from Kate, Luke.
Oh, good. She's probably telling me what train she's going to be arriving on.
What about dinner?
It's on the floor.
Me too. On the floor?
Luke had a little accident. Clean it up with your hash.
Oh, for gosh sake. Her mother ain't better yet. She's going to be up there at least another week.
Out of you, and you're going out of here head first, George.
Listen to this. Our neighbor, Ms. Richards, has been helping me take care of Mother, and her son has been kind enough to show me around a little.
Didn't say a word.
Last week, he invited me to a beach picnic, and I had a wonderful time. I'm enclosing some pictures we took. Don't she look great, Grandpa?
Sure do, yeah. The neighbor? Kind of ugly, ain't he?
You know who he reminds me of? Rudolph Valentine.
I ought to know what an ugly person looks like. I've been looking at you long enough. What else?
More about the neighbor. He's coming down to Los Angeles for a day and was nice enough to offer to stop by the house and pick up some things I've been needing. Please give him 4 of my handkerchiefs that are in the upper right-hand drawer, also my pink sweater and my blue nightie. Well, that does it. That does it. Grandpa, I don't like a strange man transporting my wife's blue nightie.
I don't see nothing wrong with it. Do you, George?
Blue nightie. Well, it ain't done every day.
Look, I think if you was to keep your mind on the hankies, why, the other wouldn't seem so bad.
I just don't like what's going on here.
Now, take it easy, Luke. Take it easy. Remember 4 years back, when that photographer was here? Remember how wrong you was?
Well, that was different. I got some thinking to do.
Look, you take my advice.
Tell me, George.
Yeah, I want it.
You trying to do excite the boy to riot?
No! But you gotta look at what's staring you right in the face. Hey, miss, I've been up to Bakersfield in the spring. It's magic.
Well, keep your mouth shut then. You're just meddling in other people's affairs that cause all trouble. Just like that time of the photographer.
You didn't tell me about that.
Well, I don't mind telling you, I was the one that done the meddling. And I was thinking the same thing you were thinking right now.
Oh?
Me and Luke just got back from town. We hadn't been gone more than an hour or so. Watch out, boy, you don't spoil her.
Grandpa, get your gun and come running.
Tarnation, little Luke, what's the matter with you?
Well, there's a stranger on our property trying to draw a bead on me.
He take a shot at you, did he?
Well, he was aiming to. He's the funniest looking gun I ever have seen. And he's aiming it right at me.
Where is this fella?
Now, right now, he's down at the hen house shooting the chickens.
Shooting the chickens. Get the gun. Yeah. Okay. What is up?
Come on, Grandpa.
Drop that gun. Put up your hands. Get his gun, Luke. Get it, you
This isn't a gun, it's a camera. It's a telephoto lens. Look. Film. Me, photographer. Me, friend.
Say, who do you think you're talking to? A bunch of savages? We come from West Virginia. We speak the president's English just like you.
I was out picking... Grandpa, what are you doing with that gun?
Yeah, better be glad I had it. Look what this fella's running around aiming at us.
Yeah, he says it's a camera.
Well, that is a camera. I seen one just like it in one of them store windows.
You sure it's a camera, Kate?
Of course, Grandpa.
It still don't give you no right to go sneaking around pointing that thing at people and giving the little boy a bunch of scare bumps.
Well, I didn't mean to frighten the boy, Dad.
Look, my name is McCoy, Amos McCoy, and I'm Mr. McCoy to you.
Well, Mr. McCoy, my name is Don Hogan. I work for Panorama Magazine. We're doing a picture lad of California ranches. I saw your place and thought it would make an interesting subject. I'd like to shoot a lot more pictures of it, and of you folks, too.
No, stranger.
Willing to pay you $100.
Friend, when did you want to start shooting?
I'd like to start this afternoon.
Well, how long will it take you to fill up that thing with pictures?
Oh, a couple of days at the most.
Well, I guess I better get started dusting out the spare room then.
Thanks, but I have a room at the motel in town.
Well, why pay for a rented room when you can stay here for nothing?
That's the least we can do.
Yeah, stop jawing about it. You stay, and that's all there is to it.
Well, I never argue with a man who has a shotgun in his hand. Here, let me carry that for you, honey.
You can trust her, mister. She ain't gonna drop it.
Mr. Hogan's just being a gentleman.
I wonder if that's such a good idea.
Well, $100 is a sight of money, Luke. We'd have to work a long time and hard to get that here.
Well, yeah, I know it's a lot of money, but why'd he have to stay here with us?
And anybody to pay out $100 for taking a bunch of pictures has been hit by the heat. You wanted to get back to the air-conditioned motel and get cooled off, you know. So you see, it was all on account of me that fella stayed at the house. The first time in my life I did something just for money.
Amos, I still don't understand what all that's got to do with Luke and Kate.
Well, you ain't heard the rest of the story yet. Now, that night at supper...
George was right, Grandpa.
About what?
I just called Dr. Coble in town, and I told him what was ailing Kate's mother. He said the cure for that don't never take more than 3 weeks at the most. Kate's been up there 5 weeks.
Oh, now, Luke, wait a minute.
What do you think, George?
Coble is a good man.
You're right. Well, I ain't gonna take this laying down.
He just won't listen.
Wouldn't listen to you. Why didn't you let me say something?
Well, whatever you had to say would just make things worse.
Well, I just wanted to tell him something I forgot to tell him before.
What was that?
Dr. Coble graduated with honors.
Still want to butt into things, don't you?
Amos, I just want Luke to have all the facts.
Look, George, I wish you'd just understand that there's this kind of meddling that starts trouble. Like that night at supper with the photographer.
Something smells awfully good.
Well, thank you.
We're having chicken and dumplings.
Chicken and dumplings. Now, that's one of my favorites.
Oh,
Where you going?
Oh, you don't take that chair, Mr. Hogan. That's Kate's. You sit over here.
No, I'm just seating our hostess.
thank you.
Why do you suppose he done that?
He's probably been around sickly women.
You know, I haven't had this dish since I was stationed at Pensacola.
Pensacola, huh? That's one of them Hawaiian islands, ain't it?
No, it's a Naval Air Force station in Florida.
Gee, did you fly in the war, Mr. Hogan?
Yeah, 3 years of it.
I bet you got a lot of medals.
No, not a lot, only 2.
What were they?
The Distinguished Flying Cross and a Purple Heart.
Chihuahua. 2 medals. You're a regular hero, Mr. Hogan.
Just doing a job, Peppino.
Mighty big job, if you ask me.
Luke was mighty young to be in the war, but he belonged to the State Militia Drum and Singing Corps.
Yeah, we won first prize at the State Fair. Do you remember that, everybody?
Were you on much of a shooting, Mr. Hogan?
Oh, Guadalcanal, Okinawa, Iwo Jima.
Luke had a couple of scraps yourself. Tell him about that fight you had with Billy Skinner. Go ahead.
You remember that, Kate?
I thought it was silly. 2 grown men acting like they were schoolboys.
Well, they were schoolboys. They's grown men, but they still go to school. Ever done any bare-knuckle fighting?
Well, not bare knuckle, but I did some boxing in the service.
Were you good?
Well, I was the middleweight champion of the fleet for a while.
My goodness.
Luke was the arm wrestling champion of Southeast West Virginia. You can arm on him like an elephant's leg. Show him, Luke. Care to try, Mr. Hogan?
Oh, not right now, thanks.
Oh, now's a good time.
Well, I'm not too familiar with arm wrestling.
No, it ain't nothing to it. Show him, Luke. Push on, come on.
Boys.
Just having a little fun, Kate.
Then what?
Well, you just clamp hands like that, see? Then you grit your teeth and sweat and strain until Luke pins your arm down the table.
What, do I try to pin his?
Oh, that's the idea, but ain't likely. Us Mccoys always figured that the man that wins is the best all-around man, you see.
Okay, I'll try anything once. Kate, the food is just delicious.
Well, thank you, Mr. Hogan. Would you like some coffee?
Love some. Is that how you play the game?
Come on, get going. We got 3 acres to plow today.
Yeah, I know it, Grandpa. I can't get my mind on it. I just keep thinking of Hogan taking them pictures of Kate over by the creek. It's one of them pictures I don't like.
Son, one of the first rules of marriage is trust. When you marry someone, you gotta trust them.
Well, I trust Kate, but I ain't married to Hogan, and I don't trust him one darn bit. Never tell about them smooth-talking fellas. Maybe I ought to be over there right now protecting my wife.
She can yell if she needs protection. Get on with the plowing, will you? Come on.
Grandpa,
What is it now?
suppose she don't want to yell.
Say, maybe we better sneak down by the creek and see what they're doing.
The light isn't right. Turn a little. Yeah, that's fine. Now look toward me. Just like that.
Satisfied now that all they're doing is taking pictures? Come on, let's get out of here. I got work to do.
Luke? Grandpa?
Oh, howdy. Look who's here.
Yeah.
What are you 2 doing here?
Oh, he's just taking a nap in the noonday sun, that's all.
Yeah, we're just taking a little noon snooze after eating, that's all. We just kind of... Well, what's the matter, Sugar Babe?
The noon sun passed over 4 hours ago when you was eating your victuals.
4 hours ago. We must have overslept.
Yeah, I reckon.
It's all the same to you, Mr. Hogan. I don't feel too much like making any more pictures this afternoon. As for you, Luke McCoy, if you enjoy sleeping in the hay so much, maybe you ought to try sleeping there tonight.
Yeah. Made your peace with Kate yet, have you?
No. No, it don't look like I'm likely to, neither.
Oh, sure you will.
I'm serious, Grandpa. Hogan's got Kate all fired up about going off to Hollywood with him to be a picture model.
Well, that no-good wife-stealing polecat. You ain't gonna let him get away with it, are you?
Well, what can I do, Grandpa? Hogan's got her all filled with sugary ideas about how she's got a beauty all her own and how she could do real well out in Hollywood. He's even got her thinking she could be a glamour queen.
Well, I never heard such crazy talk.
She's no different than any other woman. She's probably thinking about all those things she could get if she goes out there. You know, the things that a woman dreams about. Like wearing pretty clothes, silk stockings so thin you could see right through them, furs with the heads cut clean off them. Oh, let's face it, Grandpa, I could never give her any of them things.
Might leave her go and be happy. Probably be best all around. One less mouth to feed. We could rent her room out, make a little on that deal, too. And you might think of this, too. It might be a god-done good riddance.
Good riddance? How can you say that, Grandpa? I love Kate. She means everything to me.
Uh-huh, yeah. The old times, a man used to fight for his woman, but nowadays, have a little trouble, he just goes in the corner and broods. I guess that's why so many people are separating. They just give up too easy.
Well, I ain't giving up.
Well, I don't see you showing no muscles.
Well, what can I do, Grandpa?
What can you do? You go back to the law of the hills, that's what you do. When you find a fox in your hen house, the first thing you do is get rid of the fox. Now, Hogan's the fox. You go out and give him the god-darnedest whooping he ever had in his life.
You're right, Grandpa. I don't care if he was a champion boxer.
Right, boy. Don't forget you're a McCoy, and when a McCoy's riled up, he's like a Comanche Indian on the warpath. There ain't nothing a riled up McCoy can't whoop. Right, boy?
Right. And I'm riled up. I'm riled up real good.
Well, you go out and get him. Give him that good old McCoy mule punch, and I'll come along and pick up the pieces.
Look, Grandpa, she's leaving.
Appears to me we got here just in time.
Well, I ain't going very far. I'm gonna tear him limb from limb. I'll take that.
What are you doing?
Something I should have done a long time ago. Put up your hands, Fox. I'm riled.
No.
You got this coming, Hogan.
What's this all about?
Ain't nobody gonna steal my wife.
Calm down.
He on her chair out, calling her sweet names. I'll learn you a thing or two.
Oh, you stop that.
Why don't you stand still and take your beating like a man?
Give him the old punch, Luke.
You're my wife, and I love you, and ain't nobody gonna take you away from me. You're gonna stay right here where you belong. So let's just take these clothes in the house. That's it. These ain't your clothes.
Of course they ain't. They're Mr. Hogan's. He was going to meet his wife in San Francisco.
His wife? Then you wasn't running off to Hollywood with him?
How could you ever think such a thing? When I took them marriage vows, it was till death do us part. I'd never leave you, Luke. I love you.
How am I ever going to make it up to you?
So you see, the whole thing didn't amount to nothing. But on account of me butting in, a nice young fella got himself a black eye. Now do you understand what I'm driving at?
Sure. Except for one thing.
What's that?
This Tarzan up in Bakersfield ain't married, or Kate would have mentioned it.
Grandpa, you better come on in. Luke's raving mad, and he's gonna go up and bring Kate back.
What?
He's got Pepino in there helping him pack.
you mind? Luke, how do you know that fella's there? Kate done wrote that he's coming down here to Los Angeles.
That don't matter. I'm going up there and I'm going to drag her back.
Here's your nose drop. Nose drops?
Well, he's flying.
You ought to have a few more shirts, Luke.
Get that door, will you, George?
I'm helping Luke.
Look, get the door. See who's at it.
Good afternoon. Mrs. McCoy asked me to stop by.
Now, Luke, you listen to me. Kate's a McCoy, and you ain't got no right of thinking the way you're thinking.
If you don't mind, I got some packing to do.
Hey, miss, will you come here a minute? That Bakersfield man is here.
Well, shoo him out of here, quick.
No, it's better I tell Luke and have him come out and meet him.
What are you aiming to start bloodshed?
Look!
Now, hush up, George, will you?
Now, look!
Hush up.
Look! That Bakersfield man is here. He wants 4 handkerchiefs, a pink sweater, and a blue night.
Let him in.
Look.
Let him in.
Wait,
Stand back, everybody.
Meet Father Richard.
Anything wrong?
Oh, no. No, I always sort of wind up before I shake hands. Howdy, Father.
Well, how do you do?